engineer space for humans, build sort of, very big sort of pods full of air and, get the atmosphere in the spaceship just right, etc. Why not retrofit us for space instead? So a bit like that sort of Buddhist idea of, don't try and flatten the world, just get a decent pair of shoes. So the thought was, why not create human-machine hybrids? And of course, in those days, this was sort of the late 50s, early 60s, cybernetics was in full swing, so there's a lot of work on sort of feedback control systems, homeostasis, that sort of stuff. So the idea was to use these sort of feedback control mechanisms to regulate things like metabolism, breathing, heart rate, wake and sleep cycles, the stuff that needs to be taken care of if you're going to survive well in strange environments. So here's the first cyborg. Poor little creature. I always feel sorry for the little rat when I see this, but so the rat doesn't have a name. The thing sticking up the rat does have a name. That's the Rose osmotic pump. Donna Haraway, the author of the Cyborg Manifesto, rather nicely says that this picture belongs in man's family album. Certainly, that may be a slightly barbed comment, but certainly it's an interesting picture. The osmotic pump here was to deliver sort of different chemicals according to the current needs to sort of regulate respiration, breathing, perhaps lower the heart rate, that sort of thing. So that's our first bona fide cyborg. This is Manfred Klein, one of the authors of that paper. This is him now. He's 83 years old now and still going strong, doing good stuff in music. Actually, very interested in sort of kind of interesting cybernetic approaches still to music. But he said, for the exogenously, this is a bit of a mouthful, so I'll take a deep breath and say this one. For the exogenously extended organizational complex, we propose the term cyborg. The cyborg, cybernetic organism, deliberately incorporates exogenous components, extending the self-regulating control function of the organism in order to adapt it to new environments. But actually, I think that since then, the term cyborg has come to have a much broader meaning. So that was quite specific in a way, but now I think it just means what the Wikipedia says it means. Let's trust the Wikipedia. Wikipedia says it means a being with both biological and artificial, for example, electronic, mechanical, or robotic parts. What remains here, the sort of the kind of fossil trail of the original cyborg idea, though, I think is the idea that hybridization involves something like physical incorporation, something like attachment, implantation, brute wiring. I think that notion of parts there is something like, well, parts, things that are really attached to you, direct physical connections. And it's that I basically want to